Hi my travelers, and welcome back. Today I'm really going to take you on a journey, but not in the traditional way, because on the circumstances that is around the world right now, it's not impossible to travel. So I'm going to take you on a trip that is very special to me, since my biggest interest is to travel. I've traveled a lot. I've been in many places, but there is one that stands out. I did that trip last year. It was the best, but also the worst trip I've ever done. And I'm going to explain why. You see, the trip went to Kazakhstan. It's not maybe the typical country to go to, but as I've told you before, my interest is music. And for music this time, I traveled to Kazakhstan. But I didn't think I was going to get there. I was on the flight from Turkey to Kazakhstan, late at night, pitch dark. It started to rain and thunder and lightning. So I've never been more scared in my life, because I thought the plane was gonna crash down. I remember it was almost dead silence on the flight, and I had my brother with me because he also likes music. And I remember I held on to him for dear life. I almost crushed his hand. But I was really scared. I didn't think we were going to make it. Several times the flight felt like it was losing altitude, and we just fell, and it was awful. And I have a little footage of that I'm going to show you. You can hear there is only some children making noise in that plane. But I'm very thankful for that pilot flying that plane, that he was used to fly and had flown a lot. He told afterwards it was one of his worst flights he had ever done. So I'm going to show you a clip of that, and I'll be back. It was late, and we took one of the worst taxi rides I've ever done. It started good, sorry. Since it was raining and The taxi was pre-ordered by the hotel. So when we landed, he was already there, and I bet he was tired. The flight was late. So he grabbed my bag, my suitcase, and we went off and out to the parking lot. And I still, in fresh memory, just survived death to find myself in a situation almost as terrifying, because it was so early morning, late night. There was no direct traffic, but it was wet. It was that raining and lots of water on the road, and he wanted to get back home, I guess. And he drove so fast that I was almost started to puke in the back seat. And my brother, who is fairly calm, also in memory, he grabbed the taxi driver and said, "Please, can you slow down?" And since he didn't understand, he had to show, "Please just take it slow." And finally we got out of the taxi, and I was yeah, that was a ride. We got to the hotel and got to a room, and yeah, it was a trip, you can say that. I spent that week on a sofa for 2 people, so a little sofa. I mean, I'm 173 centimeters long. So the bed was a big bed, but I didn't want to sleep with my brother next to me. And the bed was stone hard. Since I, at that time, had a really bad back, I slept in the sofa for that week, with my feet hanging out. But it was okay. Since I like to travel, as I said, I like to look at buildings and cultures, things. And we went on some gatherings since we were there for that concert. We were there for music, as I said. We had traveled to Kazakhstan. We wanted to see Dimash a young Kazakh man who has literally taken the world by storm, singing in whatever genre he wants, and every note he wants to hit, he hits. It's a marvelous singer. So if you never heard of Dimash, after this video, please go and check him out. He is awesome. You won't regret it. And this was my second time seeing him. My first was in London. That was also a trip. Yeah, but that's another story. This one is about Kazakhstan. We landed in the capital, Astana. They had recently changed the name to Nur-Sultan, and I'm going to show you photos about the buildings and its surroundings. I have to say I was pleasantly surprised about how futuristic it was. The buildings, the atmosphere. Since it's a fairly new country. I think they got their independence in '92. So they have marvelous buildings. I have photos of them. I'm gonna show them to you. So let's see them. The concert. It was spectacular. It was one of the spectaculars, if that's even a word, concerts I've ever been to. Since it was a big arena, we were, I believe, 35,000 people from all over the world. And so much emotions. And I remember especially waiting for Dimash to come on stage, standing in the fan zone area. Been standing up for many hours. In fact, I was on Kazakh TV in the line. The line was long, waiting many hours before coming in. But we finally got in, and in the concert. And there were lots of people. There was this young girl. I can't remember her name right away now. But I don't think she ever watched this video, but I want to thank her. Young girl, a student there with her father. She spoke English, and she was there to take photos of Dimash, and he was a fan too. And she explained lots of the culture and things Dimash said on stage. Since we was in Kazakhstan, he spoke Kazakh and Russian. So she helped us understand what he was saying. And I'm forever grateful for her. She was a wonderful girl. And that was my trip to Kazakhstan. And if you like contents like this, please subscribe and come back to me. Till next time. Bye.
Au fond des merveilles.